Stav, Abby and Matt.
You're only a what if away from great holidays. What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Stav, Abby and Matt.
Brisbane wakes up with Stav, Abby and Matt on B105.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. Hope you're having an amazing day today.
You might find out why I'm going to a nunnery. Get
About
thee
time.
to thy nunnery. What is that from? Oh, it's a Shakespeare, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I believe it's to Lady Macbeth, isn't it? Or
Is
Ophelia?
that? Yes, Ophelia. You are correct.
So you really do to choose from.
I do like the name Ophelia.
Oh, yeah?
But it's a bit tragic, isn't it, really? Ooh.
What happens to Ophelia?
Oh,
I
it's
think
Shakespeare.
Did she drown in the pond? Or the fountain or something?
Yes, she does.
Seems quite shallow for someone to drown.
Ophelia.
She's not shallow. Hamlet. Who knows? It's Hamlet, isn't it? Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Some people are saying that she's pregnant. Is that?
Right. No, I meant the pond seems shallow. Like the
Oh, we knew
fountain.
what you meant.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe
So
it wasn't
does
a
she-
fountain. Maybe it was just in a movie version I watched or
No,
something.
she drowns.
Yeah, but
Ophelia
just
dies
not
by
in a
drowning
fountain.
after falling from a tree branch into a brook.
A brook.
Her clothes initially keep her afloat, but eventually become waterlogged and drag her under.
Get thee to a nunnery.
What is the problem you can't face?
A two-faced problem?
You don't know that one?
What's that from?
Sound of Music?
Oh.
The nun says to...
Oh, yes, yeah.
But she says... It sounds like she says...
Something else.
Yeah.
Swears.
What is a problem you can't... okay. Is that Shakespeare?
No.
Oh, Shakespeare was filthy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Shakespeare. We had this, at the school pickup, we were talking about, I guess, the things that they were learning at school, the curriculum, and I guess some of the subjects that you might have cared about and some of the subjects you might not have cared about. And I was like,
Yeah.
it's really interesting because I was like, my son was learning about, the Silk Route, and I was explaining that, and someone's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, wow. Revolutionary.
Indeed.
But I was like, when do you actually use that? And is it necessary? And someone's like, I don't remember that. And they're like Shakespeare, that was a waste of time. And I was like, no, see, I don't agree with that one. So I guess it's just
What's the Silk Route?
it was a passage. What country?
All of them, really. We went from China to Europe. It was the trade routes where the world discovered spices and...
And not like route, you just, a different type of route.
No, I know the route. I know the route. Route.
Yeah,
If you're
route.
American, the route.
Right. Is that how they pronounce it?
route.
Route, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, let's get into it. Here is today's podcast.
What about us? What about all the times you said you had the answer?
Stav, Abby and Matt give back.
So Mary called up to play Alpha Bucks and she's telling this story that we were just like...
Flabbergasted.
We really were, because so positive, yet this story, Mary, broke our hearts. Can you tell us a story again?
Hi guys, morning.
You were like, I'm so positive, everything's fine, I'm the carer for my mum and I haven't really got much money, but it's fine. And what you really need money for is what?
So I have a cat and a dog who passed away in July and November respectively in 2023, and they've been in my freezer since, because as a carer I'm so blessed, I'm so grateful for the pension, for the carer pension and things like that. It just doesn't cover everything, and I haven't had the opportunity to get the cans and bottles recycled and things like that, to get them cremated. And they're my babies. Like, some people may not know how to empathise, they can understand, but they were there for me in some of the darkest days of my journey so far, and some of the greatest days. It's just so fantastic. They have they had such beautiful attitudes, and the way they do things and look at you, and they just know. And so I just didn't want to. I couldn't. I could not. No way. Just go. Dispose of them. However, I was like, no. These are what I've been through, and the photos that I've had, and the memories I've been able to make with them, and the person they've actually shaped me to be. Because I believe every single person you meet and every animal you meet, it shapes you and changes you. And they're my babies, and it's the last time I'm ever gonna...
You drop it like that, and I'm just trying to go through, you have them in the freezer, and that's because you just want to make it right, but you just haven't had that opportunity too. Did you buy like a deep freezer, or I don't...
Yeah, that is right. I just don't have the at the moment. I don't have the finances.
Yeah.
I have just a standard fridge freezer upside down. I think it's an upside down, and I just have one of the trays. So one's a small 5.4 kilo dog, and my cat was under 3 kilos. So they both fit in there together in the one tray.
The reason I was
wrapped up in a
asking that
towel.
is it's kind of like they're there as a constant reminder of like what you want to get done, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't like opening the freezer for that because I see them and I feel like a failure every time I see them, to be honest, because like they're there and I'm like, I can't. It's like I try so hard to collect all the bottles and cans and, you know, to get pocket money and whatever. Doing odd like I've had a couple of friends let me do some pressure cleaning for them and they gave me some pocket money for that, but it's like you get 2 steps forward and you come 2 steps back, and it just breaks my heart every time I go in there, so I just kind of don't use the freezer.
A lot of your friends would understand too because they know how much it means to you, but I imagine then you wouldn't want anyone going into your freezer when they're over and you're trying to sort of, you know, cover it up.
Well, my friends do understand. I haven't had much of a social life being a carer of a mum.
Yeah.
So I don't really have them over, but I definitely don't let anyone anywhere near the freezer at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. It definitely does. It's beautiful in one way because you can go, oh, my babies, you know.
Yes.
But then in another way, it's like, it hits your heart because it's like, you know, out of everything they did for me, and I can't even get this done for them.
Mary, you are not a failure, but the reason we wanted to ask you about this story is because we know how much it means to you, and we really, really want to be able to give them the way that you would like to remember them as well and keep them with you. And you said that cremation is so important to you. So we have to say the most amazing thank you to Pet Angel Funerals, because they are going to come on board and they have said to you that any cremation package that you like for both of your pets, they're going to give that to you.
For both of them? Oh my gosh, really? Both?
Yes.
Both.
Yeah.
We can't just do one.
You can't leave one and not
they're
the
not
other.
just dog people and pet angels. They cover all animals. Yeah.
And just a gift, giving it to me as a gift.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it.
No.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
it's all covered.
You guys, thank you, Pet Angels, and thank you, B105. Like, you guys are amazing. Like, I didn't ring for
No, we
the other
know.
day.
No, we know.
And I looked into this for my pet as well, and it's so amazing because you have a different opportunity to choose different urns, and you can have different engraving, and it's...
And don't skimp on yourself, Mary. Don't see the one that's most expensive and go, I won't get that one. If it's the one that you want, you get it, all right?
You already know me so well.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
let's just go there. Oh.
Yeah. And
No, that is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're
That's so
welcome.
unexpected.
You're
Like,
welcome. And more fridge space.
freezer space
Freezer
for another
space.
one.
Honestly, it hits you very hard when
I'm
it's...
not so chirpy today.
No, it hits you very hard at the death of a pet. It
Yes.
really, really does.
Like, this is so unexpected. Like, it's an answer to prayer, really, it is.
You're welcome. We're more than happy to have helped. And Pet Angel Funerals, they didn't even question it. When we rang them, they were like, yeah, of course.
do that.
Sort it out. It's no problem. So we'll get you in touch with the Mary, and then we'll get it all organised, okay?
That's awesome. Thank you so, so much. I can't thank you enough.
And of course, a huge thank you to Pet Angel as well, because pets are family. Family owned, providing caring, dignified farewells from the Sunshine Coast to the Northern Rivers. You can learn more at petangel.com.au. It's Stav, Abby and Matt at B105.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
You got muscle.
His muscles have muscles.
The muscles.
Party on Saturday night. The girls here in the office have been really excited by these posters. How do you guys feel about them? Because we did have them up when people walked in.
I think you could have asked. We would have taken them for you. You didn't have to Photoshop it.
Did you like yours, Betty? I think I'm going to stay. I think you guys are better looking than this
Okay.
because it's photoshopped your head on other guys' bodies.
Now, the bodies of the men they've used are cowboy strippers, and they are absolutely ripped and jacked to the max. These are calorie counting cowboys. Now, I thought it was quite funny, to be honest. But then I asked the questions of the girls because you look at that, right? And that's what...
We put it up on Instagram, haven't we?
That's what you think the female gaze is, right? Is that legitimately... I asked the question, is that legitimately what women want on the body of their partner?
You're asking me?
Everyone female who is here right now.
Nah, not for me. But I know that a lot of my gay friends would like that on a guy.
I thought that.
Yeah. See, no, I went out with a guy for a long period of time, and he was a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
And it's really annoying.
Because I wondered that.
Oh my God, every 2 hours it's like grilled chicken breasts.
Yeah. You're choosing a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he
right?
was a bodybuilder, so it was actually for, I guess, a reason. And then 24 hours before, they don't drink water.
Yeah. Water retention.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't drink water to get the definition, and then they go to the spray tans, and it was just over the top.
Yeah, I mean,
for
you
me.
get couples tans together.
Yeah, so I wasn't. But I did date an AFL player,
Yeah.
and I would say that I preferred.
Their physique. They're still pretty cut, though.
Yeah, but it was for
More natural.
a reason, if
Yeah.
that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
It wasn't just for the way it looked. It was more, yeah. And I guess it's a bit more relaxed. They do say when you go out, it would be always the case. Excuse me, how much is a steak gram wise? Because I never used to have on menus. Now they always do,
Yeah.
but they never had to. And he had to get out his
Scales?
diet. No, his diet schedule that the dietitian had given from the footy club.
And
Be like, can I get 2?
2 steaks, hold the chips.
No, he'd have chips as well. So that was
Right.
what I'm saying. It was more relaxed because he actually was doing.
He was, okay, I get that.
It's like if you were going to go out for dinner or lunch on a date with someone,
Yeah.
and they watched you eat and only ordered a salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No. Plus, I like a bit of something to grab onto. You know?
And male and female, if your body looks like that, you're dedicated to that.
Yeah.
So that you actually have to find time for a relationship.
And that is exactly why I haven't
That's
made
the
my
same-
body look
same
like
reason.
this.
Same
I
reason.
have created the body under this shirt, girls, is the body that I know you want.
I like healthy, not obsessive.
Yeah.
That's what I would prefer.
What about you girls out there?
I think that would be fun for about a week, and then I wouldn't want probably any more. Just because I'm not like that, so I would probably feel a bit crap about myself.
Oh, yeah, you'd look
Do
at
you
him and
like
go...
the look of the physique though? Like with the
Yeah,
what is
for a night of rough and tumble.
3? What is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, that's still a 6-pack.
Six-pack, yeah.
That's like a 58 pack. Look at all the ones down the left, right on the sides.
Scotty calls his a fat pack. So he said he's working on his fat pack every time
Oh,
he
yeah, yeah.
eats all the kids.
It's the keg. It's a keg, not a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Caitlin, does that float your boat?
There's a happy medium, I think.
And that is where?
Not the 6-pack, but like bigger.
Yeah, okay, but do you like it? Because you're a rock climber, right? Do you like the male rock climbing physique?
I'm not supposed to say, but yes.
Why are you not?
Because it's
Why can't you-
it's
why
like
can't
got
you
a
say that?
Because
purpose.
her partner isn't a rock climber?
He's gone only twice to rock climbing.
Ah.
He's built like a rugby player, so climbing is quite difficult for him.
Yeah. So when
okay.
he's like, oh, there's other people there, she's like, you know what? With them with their tops off, I actually don't even notice
No,
them.
of
I just
course
want to
not.
get to the top.
Of course not.
Of what?
13, 10, 60.
The climb.
This is the question this morning, is if you've dated someone who is obsessed with their looks, did you like that? Like, you love that perfect body, you're happy to count the calories with them, or were they just a drain? Where you're like, eat the pasta and have some fun, for God's sake.
If you go out for lunch with someone and they take a Tupperware and start getting out the eggs that are boiled and
Check,
start
please.
peeling them, you go,
Yeah.
No, I would still sleep with them, but then I would be like...
but you wouldn't go
"We
out for
can't do
dinner with
that
them.
again."
That's the point. You'd be like, can I just come over?
13, 10, 60. Have you ever dated someone who you had to live through that? They were just so obsessed. And it can happen when you meet someone and you think everything's fine, but then they go on a huge health kick.
Yeah.
Or they become vegan.
Yeah.
Like, what do you do then?
Yeah.
Why you still got the one of Stav? You keep staring that one. Do you think it looks good?
I mean, it's not my cup of tea.
Do you think that looks good?
That's too much. It's like Reacher.
Well, plus it's not real.
Do you think they're like the...
Was that a real photo, actually? Oh,
Yep.
it was. Okay.
Real
No,
person.
it is real. Yeah.
Oh, they're real people.
I just didn't know if it was an AI.
No. I mean, they're definitely not our bodies. I mean, I haven't seen you nude in a while. I'm not sure what you're going under there, but 13 10 60, your call's next.
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
You got muscle.
His muscles have muscles.
Ooh, there were some posters at our Mum's Gone Wild of you boys. Look, you always look amazing, you guys, but it was just
Here we
because...
go. Compliment sandwich.
No, well, this is not my style. To be honest, it's not my style. So your heads are put on cowboys that have like six packs who actually look like they've never worked as a cowboy
That's
or
true.
No.
in a burger in their life. But each to their own.
Yes. But what's it like to be in a relationship with?
Because we were asking the question, is that what women really want? Like, what body do women really want?
I would say a healthy body. That's
Damn
my
it.
version. A healthy body. Yeah, well, like, I don't know if I would promote the full dad bod as well if it's unhealthy. Because I like my man to be around with me for the rest of his life as opposed to die early.
That's a refreshing take.
13 10 60. Have you ever dated someone obsessed with their looks, though? That is the question. And what is it like? Hey, Jess.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What's your story? You used to date someone like this?
Yeah, I don't know if he was like a bodybuilder. I didn't date him for very long, but he was obsessed with his body so much so that if we were to have drinks, he would mix vodka with like fat burner, like Oxyshred.
Yeah.
And that's because there was no additional calories to the drink. So that's what he'd drink if we were to ever have drinks.
Yeah.
And if we were to go out to eat, it was sushi. So we could have like, I don't know.
Sashimi.
I guess what it is
Salmon.
Yeah.
there are a lot of sacrifices you have to make to look like that. And if you're in a relationship with them, you have to make those sacrifices too.
Yeah. At the time, like I went to the gym quite a bit as well, but nothing on the same level. And it wasn't the life for me. And I'm sure he had a bit of roid rage as well. He was a pretty angry guy.
Yeah.
Did it make
Just wasn't for
you
me.
feel self-conscious that he, like, if he was judging his own body so hard that he would judge yours as well?
I guess sorry, I'm on the train.
That's all right.
Guess it did a little bit. I did judge myself a little bit and I worked out a lot harder when
Yeah.
I was with him. But yeah, I didn't enjoy how obsessed he was with his body. So, and I didn't want to become that obsessed with mine.
Yeah. It's a balance.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Even The Rock has cheat days.
Yes, he does.
Yes, that's right. He does. He eats a lot of sushi on his cheat days.
Yeah, actually, he does videos about it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Shows all the food that he actually eats.
Pancakes and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, if you want to see these very AI-generated photos that Caitlin had to make, apparently it was the highlight of her day doing that. Where did we get them printed at officeworks? Who printed them? Oh, sorry. Sorry there.
Our Black Thunder crew had to pick them up from officeworks.
Oh,
That is so embarrassing. Not just for that person who had to pick them up, but
I
someone.
hope they said, I'm really sorry, but the boys just wanted them.
That's what I mean. That's printed out. Was that the one at Milton near the Macca's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
That's my office work.
You never go in there. They would have printed these out and gone, "What losers?"
No,
Who would
the
do
next time
this?
we go in, they're like, "Oh, you guys will let yourself go."
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
I'm obsessed with watching live sports. For a kid that wasn't very good at sports, I don't know why. I was always the person that came like third for
all right.
everything.
That's
yeah, it is, but I
better
wasn't.
than four.
And
That's
I
true.
also didn't make a netball team because my friend said that wasn't suited for it, so I was the water girl.
Right.
That's fine. But I love watching sports. And I was forced.
Sounds like you watched them a lot, so that makes sense.
I'm the bench girl, and now I've owned it. Well, I used to be forced to watch my brothers play because I was younger, and it would be like watch them do soccer and all their sports, and I hated it. And now I'm loving it. So yeah, the bench warmer, that is my job.
Well, your kids play a lot of sports, so you got skin in the game there.
Yeah, but I get into the sports that they get into, and now my son is not into tennis anymore, and that used
I
to be
noticed that because you hadn't even mentioned Wimbledon.
what sport?
Yeah.
Dead to me. So I used to like buying him like cheap tennis outfits. It looks so good. But now he doesn't want to do that. My younger son is really into soccer or football. And I was like, great. So I've been buying all these outfits on Amazon. So much fun. And he said he wants to go and watch it live. And I was like, great. But because I don't know much about soccer, I didn't know the season. So
Oh, yeah.
very confusing of when to actually go and watch it because I've always been into AFL.
Yeah.
And I was at the AFL club and someone was explaining they're going to go and see Wrexham Down Under. I was like, oh, cool, what's that?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's the soccer team. They're coming over from Wales. You know, it's pretty interesting. I was like, cool. And then it just dawned on me. I went, wait a minute. Does Ryan Reynolds own that team? And she's like, yes.
Duh.
I was like, I know about it now. So
Well, that's probably how anybody knows about it, is it?
yeah. So I bought tickets for my younger son, who has no idea what the team is, for us to go and see it because
Does he know who
Australian
Ryan
Open.
Reynolds is?
No idea. Well, I did. I explained like a superhero that he's not allowed to watch. I know. But two guys who'd never met each other before, and this is what people don't realise, they're two actors and they'd only known each other, I guess, on Instagram or DMing. And one of the guys is from a TV show. He's Rob McInerney.
From Always Sunny.
Yeah, in Philadelphia. And he was like, well, I have a bit of money. It's TV money, but I need movie money. So he wrote to Ryan Reynolds and was like, hey, do you want to buy a Welsh football team that are bottom of any of the ladders? And it was for $2.5 million. So this is what they did. They bought a football team.
I've got with me Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, the new owners of Wrexham AFC.
What was the connection between you and Wrexham Football Club?
We had no direct connection. It was just a feeling.
What me and my dad thought was because Wrexham's red and Deadpool's red.
That's the real reason. Sorry.
I tried to get my son into it because it's a documentary on Disney.
Right, okay.
So I tried to get him into it and it's just F-bombs the whole way through. So I was like, oh, probably not. Let's just leave that alone.
Why? Too much like his own house?
Exactly. He doesn't need it double, does he?
So Ryan and this fella weren't friends at all, and
No,
then they
the
just
story
agreed
is that
to-
they're like best friends. They never were. They never met each other. They DM'd before, and over Zoom they did this pitch for a football team, and 98% of the people there voted yes. And then they'd never ever been, I guess, to Wales, so they go over there. But the interesting thing is they're meeting for the first time as well.
God, imagine having that much money lying around that you go, yeah, sure.
I know, and it's seeing him in a different point of view because Ryan Reynolds has to go onto the field and talk to everyone, and you see him come off, and he's like, "Oh God, I hate public speaking. That was so invigorating." And you're like, you're an actor who's performed to billions of people, and
But they're not there.
I guess, yeah. So he's just so nervous, and then that you see them having to build up a club. And you see all the characters that are on there, and it's just intense in the sense that I didn't know what football was like over in the UK. It's scary.
I tried to tell you.
Yeah, I know, but what I was saying is until Ryan Reynolds told me,
I got
you've
Ryan
been
Reynolds
Ryan
explained.
Reynolds explained,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
after that,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I never went to a game.
No,
Why you didn't go? Because it was
Dangerous.
like,
You didn't take
too
kids.
dangerous to
Yeah.
go.
People were just going to fight.
And is it still like that today?
Nowhere near as bad.
not as bad because they've stopped alcohol. So over in Scotland, because this is what I've
So
learned.
no one goes?
Do you know much about Wales?
No.
They're the largest ocean creature.
It's a country,
Yeah, I
not
know
a
that-
part of the
I know
UK.
that part.
I was a little bit like, what?
Yes, it's a country of its own, but it's also part of the UK.
Yes, but the history of it's very fascinating. The invasions, oh my
Yes.
God, don't get me started on it. But yeah, over in Scotland, there was a massive, I guess, brawl that happened and so many people lost their lives. So still to this day in Scotland, when you go over to games, you can't have alcohol at all. There's none served there. You can't have it at pubs around the place either.
Yeah.
Wow, could you imagine if that happened here? Suncorp would be empty.
I keep
no
thinking
one
about
would
that.
go. No one would go.
You wouldn't. You just go, really? But the passion that they have for it. So now I'm just hoping that Ryan Reynolds actually...
Comes down. I think he might.
No.
Well,
Does it show their wives, them talking to their wives going, hey, there's this guy I've never met, but we're going to go halvesies in a soccer team together. Are you sweet with that, babe?
You see them on the field and then he gets a call. Ryan Reynolds gets like a FaceTime. He's like, I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to get this. And you don't actually see them, but you just hear it. And you hear them and they're like, Dad, is it like amazing? And he's like, yeah, it is. And he's showing them around. And then you hear a voice of going, oh, hon, it looks so good. And it's Blake Lively.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you and your new buddy having fun together?
Well, all of a sudden, he changes all the sponsors because it was a local sponsor that had horse carriers.
Yeah.
And then TikTok is the major sponsor now.
Wow, because it's Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And the
Aviation Gin is the major sponsor because that's theirs.
And the best thing about it,
Well, I haven't got to that, but I have Googled that they've worked their way from the bottom.
it was
right
a
up
real
to the
rags
top.
to riches
Who would have
Cinderella
thought
story.
sinking money into a sporting team would really make them go up the ladder?
I think it also works for radio stations, guys. Do you think
So
you
if
could buy
anyone
us?
would like to buy us,
Rob, Ryan.
I stupidly looked at sporting teams you could buy around the world.
What, were you thinking about buying one?
Well, no, it's just fun to.
What did you land
Could you
on?
imagine if we could go fund and all of Brisbane owns a sporting team? Yeah, no, very expensive. I think
And stressful.
yeah, and the ongoing costs.
I mean, Russell Crowe can do it.
We are too povo for that, guys. Let's not even consider
Well,
it, okay?
since then, they've now bought into a team in Colombia and Mexico.
Well, yeah, but they're rich.
I know that.
We're not.
I know that.
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Now, you know, the other week I made the mistake of telling my wife that she is a hot mess.
Yeah.
And I meant it as in, like, she's hot. She's
Yes.
extremely beautiful.
You just heard other people say it and you thought it was a compliment.
Well, I meant it as like a half compliment,
But you didn't
half
say
dig.
it was like she had stuffed up, so then you said she was a hot mess.
Yeah, but as I'm saying, she's so hot, but she's so, like, all over the shop. But it's kind of cute that she's all over the shop,
You
right?
didn't say it was cute when you had to go and buy earphones again.
But that's how I meant it. But since that's happened, I almost feel bad for her because there's been a couple of events that have gone on that kind of solidifies what I said. And she goes, I know, babe, I know. Shut up, I know. And I've got her here with me. Mm-hmm. My beautiful wife, Esther. Hello, darling.
Hello, good morning, guys.
Morning.
I still have no voice from Mum's Gone Wild.
That's right. My legs are really sore. I shouldn't have done the
Yeah.
dancing, but anyway.
Yeah, I know what dance you were going to say then.
Mm-hmm.
Slut drop.
Yeah.
I never had to warm up for them in the past, ever.
Yeah. They just call them drops.
Oh, Matthew.
Now, Esther, share with the group what happened to you in the kitchen.
Well, I think this could happen to anybody, really. I don't think it solidifies I'm a hot mess. I had left the key in the door, didn't realise I'd left the key in the front door. I was getting ready to do some work meetings, but I had some meal prep to do because we had people coming for dinner that night. And I got food on myself, so I took off my dress and threw it down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I was in the kitchen just quickly finishing off a couple of things, and a friend of mine rocked up to drop something off. And I panicked, so I lied to her and said that I was in a work meeting and just leave it at the front door. But she didn't because the key was in the door. She came in, and obviously it was like, it's an expense dress. She didn't want to just hang it on the front door.
Yeah, and key in the door looks like an invitation.
Yeah, I know. I know.
That's what intruders always say.
Yeah.
How
So
close
then-
a friend is this?
She's
Closer.
like a close friend.
Right.
I've had her for a few years. But I didn't yell out and say I'm in the kitchen in my undies because I didn't want to have to explain it. So I hid.
In the pantry? Where did you hide? You hid in the pantry, didn't you?
No,
You went into
the pantry won't fit. I was like, because it's all shelves. So I
Yeah.
can't actually fit in the pantry unless I was like crouching down and like climbed in the bottom shelf, which I considered, by the way.
Yeah.
So you guys know when you walk in our front door, it's the dining table.
Yes.
And then our kitchen is kind of like a
an
galley.
L.
It's around
Yeah.
the back. So
Yeah.
there's that one wall. So our friend is standing 2 meters from Esther. She's hidden behind the wall in her underwear. And our friend is just on the other side of the wall playing with the dog.
Did you?
I know.
How long for?
I wasn't embarrassed about being in my undies. I was embarrassed because I'd lied to her.
Yeah,
Because
right.
I said I was in a meeting.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'm such a terrible human. Why did I lie?
Tell you what, you come around the corner, she'll be like, what meeting?
It was a meeting in this.
I was like, imagine if she walks around the corner and sees me, she's going to think, is Esther having an affair? Or like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
is she doing?
I've busted her
made it.
OnlyFans session.
I feel like you made
Which,
it more
Esther, by the way, it could
I
be a
made
good
it
side
so
hustle. Right.
Yeah, I, that's just who I am. I just can't even Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, when I got changed into my cowboy outfit at the Mum's Gone Wild, I keep saying mild, at the Mum's Gone Wild, I had to go to the bathroom cubicle, and the lock was not working. I don't know if you noticed that. The lock had broken, so I had to hold it with one hand while I'm undressing with the others, and sometimes I had to just let it go and then close it quickly, and that was an interesting experience. But I didn't lie to anyone. Lies like little baby Jesus Christ.
I think some of my friends walked into the male toilet and there was males in there, and I thought one of them was you, Stav.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my daughter-in-law saw you sitting in on the cubicle throughout the night.
Really?
Yeah.
So maybe your grip on the door wasn't as good as you thought.
I love when you say "I think," which definitely means
it did.
She told everyone.
She told us at dinner last night. So
just go back.
No more naked cooking
You're a
doll.
hot mess, Stav.
I know that.
You are a hot mess.
Well, we can be hot messes together, Stav.
Yes, indeedy.
I mean, the other
It's not
option
an
is,
insult, apparently.
darling. The other option is you lock the front door of the house.
I could, yeah.
It was a
I
mistake.
could.
All
Or I
right.
could just take my clothes downstairs and not throw them down and rush
Lots of things
through
we
every
could have done.
aspect of my life. I know.
Hindsight's
but,
20/20, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not changed now.
No, we love you as you are.
Yeah, you're the best.
Love you. Bye, honey.
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Dear Abby.
Sometimes in life, gets real. And that's when you need Abby to help.
I'm trying to help you.
Ooh, if you've got a dilemma, you can send it in. Remain anonymous. Dear Abby at b105.com.au. It's always really good when you get one saying, Dear Abby, I need to get something off my chest before I explode. Vent away, girlfriend, vent away. So she has said, Dear Abby, I have a long-time friend who every term at the end of it makes a beeline for me as soon as the report cards come out. If I miss her at the school pickup without fail, she'll text me after and say, how did your kids go? But I know that she doesn't actually really care about the answer. It's just a lead-in for her to launch into a brag session about her kids, topping every single subject and being invited to extension programs that I've never heard of. Here's the thing. One of my child has a learning difficulty and we work so hard to get through the school term without any tears. So when she goes on and on about the academic medals and how she doesn't even need to check their homework because they're just really gifted, it really does sting. And you know what? It feels tone deaf. I get it. She's proud. And I honestly am very, very happy for her. But doesn't she have a husband she can share it with? Or maybe even the grandparents? The difference is it's sharing things between good friends, and then there is showing off with no awareness of who's around you. I would never stand there listening all the therapy sessions and tutoring hours that we go to. Why? Because no parent wants to hear that either. Am I being overly sensitive? Or is it okay to expect friends to read the room, especially when they know that your child is struggling? 13 10 60.
A lot of emotion involved.
Well, because we get very sensitive about our children
Of course.
and how they're going, because I feel like for me, I never want them to get left behind. So I want them to do well. But for me, I don't value success as getting straight A's. I like them to put in effort, so I always look at the effort on report cards.
Yep.
But I do think it's tone deaf, especially if you know that someone has learning difficulties and then you're comparing.
Yeah. It's like she's doing it to go make her kid look even better.
Well, I don't even think that. I just don't think she can read the room. And she just presumes that it's hers. Do you think she's being oversensitive? Or you think it's just that? It's hard to say because
I think it's a bit of both here. I think she is being the lady is being a little insensitive because the lady's feeling like she's rubbing it in. But then I do wonder sometimes if people look too much at their own situation that they can't truly be happy for other people.
Yeah.
Which is, like sometimes rather than thinking about, like it always comes back on them. Oh, well, I'm not doing as good, Their kid's doing so well, so maybe I'm failing, which is not always people's intentions.
So you think don't take it as a reflection of your...
See, the other thing is I would never discuss my kid's report card with anybody ever.
No, but
whether it was good or
I
bad.
don't know if dads really do. I don't think Scotty's even read a report card.
I haven't read the latest.
See what I mean? I don't know if you... 13 10 60 if you think she is being overly sensitive or whether the friend is really not reading the room.
Um,
I don't think you guys get as protective of parenting.
No.
The
I'd
same
read
way.
the report card, though, but I wouldn't go show you.
No.
I think we all just want to do our best, and when you sort of go, when you
And everyone's best is different, though, too.
it totally is, but there's that real indication when you get the report card of how they're going. I mean, I did ask a mum for this report card. I did text and say, hey, can I just ask how your son did on behaviour? Because I think my son didn't deserve the result that he got.
Was it too good?
Yeah. It was a B in behaviour. And he told me he had to pick up rubbish, and he told me the friend that he had to pick up rubbish with and that kid. And I was like, ooh.
I know my kid.
Yeah.
Now
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, hey, I've got
so
one.
I did ask.
Yeah.
And then she said, we weren't really happy with that. And I was like, well, I'm a bit surprised. And to be fair, some of the mums around me were very surprised that my son got it as well. I was like, hey, back off.
Here's how you can tell. If this woman's kid had a shock and term and plummeted, and she
Would she share?
she still went over to show, look at what he did. He really went off the rails this term. If she
Yeah.
did that, then she completely is not doing it for any suspicious purposes. So we have to talk to the kid, get him to fail for a term.
I think you should be proud of your children, but I think...
Quietly.
Okay, I'll be honest. I will never talk ever about my kid's sporting achievement with a friend of mine who has a kid with special needs that doesn't go do sports because that's not reading the room. Why would I have to do that? And I feel like that's his situation.
Yeah, right.
Read the room and realise that there's plenty of people you can discuss about it. It's really hard, I guess, for her to imagine what it's like having a kid with learning difficulties.
Yeah.
Could there also be people who are ultra competitive?
Yeah.
Maybe there is something about that lady's life that she feels less about.
Yeah.
And the report card is the one thing she has over her, which is why she's quick to bring it up every time she can. Because for all this friend knows, that it might be her marriage. It could be her financial status. It could be anything where she's like, she feels lesser.
So you reckon the response should be, oh my God, I'm so glad that your kids did well. And what are you feeling inadequate about?
I don't know.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Abby Jane Coleman, a woman ahead of her time. Well, you make that duck face over there. Something popped up on the internet that I went, oh my God, you did this years ago. And now it's all the trend.
Uh-huh.
All right, so think back through your trends.
Oh, no, wait, there's been a lot. Ones that I've asked you guys to do? Aerial yoga. Just admit it was fun.
He had 2 pies beforehand. I don't think he enjoyed it.
Yeah, we had to wait for you. That was rude. And he didn't have 2, he just had 1. Did you
Only
have 2?
had the one.
I thought he had 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like it, though?
Yeah, well, I didn't say
great
I didn't
pie.
say it wasn't fun. I didn't say it wasn't fun.
Aerial
that's
yoga.
great.
Not aerial yoga. Try again.
Like, is it fitness or more?
No, it's a mindfulness thing.
Oh, like meditation?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what it is?
No,
Oh.
it's like meditation. Because forget hot girl summer, that's gone. You know what they're doing now? Silent girl summer. Gen Z are booking out to the point where there's waiting lists. Nun-aries.
A nunnery?
A nun-ary, where, famously, nuns live. And you go to the nun-ary
Yeah.
and you take a vow of silence.
Love it. I mean, I didn't
You didn't love it. You left after 3 days.
Yeah, but there was a lot going on. I couldn't afford rehab. So I went to a meditation camp for 10 days and you're not supposed to talk. In hindsight, even they admitted not a good time to go there to go off drugs.
No.
And you just couldn't talk. And that was really hard. So I ran away on day 3.
Do you think you could do it now?
Nah.
Do you think
you could do it?
I'd like to try it. I think I could. Yes.
My dad was so disappointed, like so disappointed. And I said, wait, out of anything I've done in my life and all the mistakes I've made, you're so disappointed that I couldn't finish a meditation camp. And he was like, it would be his ideal of heaven to not have to talk. And then he got, I'm his karma child. Yeah, but I was like, just not talking. Can I just say you get so tired? I know that sounds weird, but so you're not actually allowed to release emotions. So you weren't allowed to.
You just got to bottle it all up.
But you also weren't allowed to run. or walk. Like you couldn't exercise
to
to
sit?
release it. Yeah. So you had to meditate and you just get so tired.
Did you pay for solitary confinement?
Well, no, because you pay for what it's worth after. It's
What you think it's worth?
Yeah.
One of those, so there's lentil
It's
joints
Vipassana.
like that in
Yeah, there's
Melbourne.
one in town here.
Vipassana is how you say it? Yeah, it's a Indian meditation style. So I wasn't able to do it. But I did say, remember I said that a little bit of a holiday, you know how they do like the jail experience, and don't get me wrong, I know that's not nice. But that idea of having someone
Bring
tell
you
you
dinner.
when you're eating, go to the gym, and then just rest might be good.
You like the idea of someone telling you what to do. I don't think you'd
No,
actually
I do.
like
I
them
do
telling
like
you
it.
what to do.
I would like it. I
No,
would
but-
like it. They'd be like, you got to do push-ups. I'd be like, oh, screw you, but okay. You
Never
know?
see, because you want to do the push-ups.
No, I don't want to do the
What if
push-ups.
they tell you things that you don't want to do?
G.I. Jane did not want to do the push-ups, but in the end, she was ripped. I'm serious. Wouldn't you like that?
To be G.I. Jane?
You always get told what to do, though. But, like, imagine the opposite. You're telling people what to do then.
I wouldn't
It could
like
be a
that at
jail
all.
experience for everyone, you know? You're in charge.
The 17 conversations we've had in these 4 minutes prove that I don't think you would be able to spend the time not
Do
talking.
you think you'd be able to spend the time not talking?
I reckon I could. If I was on my own.
Yeah.
Well, you're still going to be around other people. It's the interactions. You can't make eye contact either. That was the
See,
aspect.
For mine, perfect holiday, and I've said this for years, perfect holiday, they pretend it's like a simulation. My boat sinks or my plane crashes and I stumble onto the beach and then I have to make do until they come get me. That'd be great. And you don't talk then, except if you get a volleyball.
We've all got different fantasies, haven't we?
We do. It's the exact same as yours, except I'm on a desert island. You're in prison. Which one would you prefer?
I get fed.
Yeah, I would find my own food, which would take up the majority.
You've always
of the
been
day.
obsessed with this idea that you can survive in the wild.
You reckon you could survive in the wild?
God, no.
Look at him.
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Learning a lot about women raising a daughter. It's a real eye-opening experience sometimes. One of the things I've learnt just recently is about the everything shower.
But you didn't know this when you had a partner
No.
or dating at high school or up uni or
Didn't
not
go to uni.
No, never.
Did you know about the everything shower?
Yeah.
When did you find out about the everything shower?
Because usually the everything shower would end in my wife coming out saying, you've got 5 minutes to do everything.
Oh, so she takes it very like
Yeah.
everything. Everything shower.
Yeah. But
Well,
it would
it
also...
used to just be washing your hair.
Right.
If that's
Yeah.
what you refer to it as.
Well,
and
that's
you wouldn't
washing
indicate.
hair,
Well, now
leg
they've
shaving.
just called it the everything shower, but you've always had it, which is the one time where you got to like,
do everything.
well, you might.
Water restrictions be damned.
Yeah, because you've saved it up the other times when you haven't got your hair wet, and then you can exfoliate your feet, even shave everything, do your
Everything.
hair, and you know what? If you really want to go out on a limb, you use the conditioner that's like in there for 10 minutes as you're doing everything else.
Wow.
Also, Siobhan, one of our old producers, told me once that she had a Friday shower.
Right.
Which would be she would just sit in the shower for 45 minutes.
Literally sit in it?
Yeah. So she'd wash the week off.
Right.
So that
Crying?
was... Well, I asked her that, and then she said not always, but she did work with us.
What was the producer used to do Thursdays? Oh, Abby. That was her tan day. So she used to do the everything shower and tan on a
Right.
Thursday night.
I can highly recommend. I lived with an amputee for a while, and we had a seat
Sit down, yeah.
in the shower. I can highly recommend.
Yeah.
it. It's very
I've
good.
always sort of shower seat.
Shower seat's
I
great, yeah.
actually don't
Independent
feel like
training.
you've noticed the everyday shower until you are the dad that pays for water. I think that's the difference. Because
maybe.
in your life you would have seen it, but you're like, eh.
Kat would do everything showers, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she just never told me what they were. What she was
You
doing.
wouldn't go in there?
No. She's having a shower. Well, sometimes, but at what point? Oh, she's washing her hair.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
That must be an everything shower. Mark that down.
Well, no, yeah.
We've got a slight problem, though.
Yeah, what we're trying to do here is navigate when our wives have them, but you're talking about the fact that Rory does them. So we're just trying to split
Oh, okay,
split
sorry.
it down the centre
Well,
and
I was
separate
trying to say
them.
we've got dual showers, so when I've got 10 minutes with my conditioner in, that's when Scott will know I'm having everyday showers. He's like, oh, you got to keep it in for 10 minutes. Oh,
I've got heaps of stuff to
I've got
talk to you
heaps of-
about.
Yeah, you're naked for 10 minutes. Like, what are you going to do with that time? Well, I don't know. What do you want to do with the other 8 minutes? You know.
Oh, zing.
Stav's not as basic as us other men, I think.
We got a slight issue at our house.
Hot water?
No. Well, yes, technically hot water. Because we've got an extractor fan. Do love me an extractor fan. That's when you turn the thing on and it sucks the...
Like an exhaust fan?
Yeah.
It sounded like you said extractor. Like an extractor. Extractor.
Every bathroom needs an exhaust fan, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we've got windows that we can open. But the fire alarm in the bedroom is right outside the shower. And there isn't a door between the shower and the bathroom.
This is
the bedroom.
not Rory's fan. Like, honestly, not her fault.
It's no one's fault.
I have looked into this and I still have a fight with the electrician where I'm like, there's got to be better fans. So I'm blaming the fan.
Right.
Because I said to him, I need like a heavy duty one because I like to steam it up as well.
Does steam set off a fire alarm?
We didn't know, but apparently yes. And the worst thing about this is now they're all connected too. So if that one pops off, then the one in the other room pops up in a wave of popping off. They all pop off. Now, if someone else is home, it's not too bad. We've got to the point where we've got a little step. And whoever's home will go to the closest one that they have, that they can reach, and push the little button. That'll turn it off.
To be fair, you guys are lucky in your house. You could all probably reach it.
Yeah,
Imagine
that's
me.
true. That's true. Yeah. But if you're showering by yourself, then you got to do that bloody waddle, get the step naked, probably with some product in your hair, dripping into your eyes. They say no tears. They actually meant no tears. That's ridiculous. And push the button and then get back in. But, of course, you're still in the shower. You've probably got to wash stuff off. It happens then maybe 2 more times.
How often is it everything shower?
Well, it's not even the everything shower. I just brought that up at the start. Any shower. Any shower.
She just likes it hot. Yeah.
Everybody, it's not even, like Kat was in there yesterday and it went off and I went in and put it on. She was like, it's not even that hot!
My dad used to have a timer.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, we all used to, remember, when we had water restrictions, we had the egg timer.
Yes, and I honestly believed for a long period of time that we had a hot water system that would automatically turn off.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. But my dad was turning it off every time.
He'd be able to just flick the thing off.
We've had Sam come through on 131060. Everyone's always welcome to join the show at any given time. Sam, what are your thoughts on showers? You have a different kind.
So I've never heard it be called an everything shower, but I have a business shower every Friday.
A business shower? What does that entail?
Yeah. That's shave your legs, wash your hair, scrub your body, just get ready. I think you said to wash the week away. It's a business shower, so we refer to it as you're having your business shower. Yeah, and it can sometimes be up to 45 minutes long to an hour.
Wow, that's a long time.
Sometimes the weeks are stressful. I grew up with 2 brothers, and I was always the one. It's like girls first. I'm the youngest, and girls get to shower first. So I would use all the hot water.
Is it just me, Manny, or does business shower sound like if I was saying I'm doing my business in the shower?
No. But Stav, you've got to remember.
Stomp.
Don't do that. You've always done.
Otherwise, it just stays.
Guys, I haven't clocked off work yet. It's still business as usual.
You always have.
So once you've had your business shower, then that's the week done. You're done for the week.
Right, you can relax.
I like it.
You've always done it, but you've called it shower thoughts. Remember how much you used to like that?
Yeah.
So now you've had to cut your shower short because they've increased theirs.
Yes.
I reckon you've got to get a massive exhaust fan in there.
Okay.
All right, just real quickly, Angela, you can fix Stav's issue with the fire alarm, though?
I sure can, Stav. Talk to you, Sparky. I have a remote. There's an actual remote system that when you all pop off, you run to your remote, you push a button, it turns them all off.
Right, okay.
No more ladders, no nudie runs to the ladder, up the ladder, and everything popping out of you. A remote. Yeah, ask Sparky about a remote for your fire alarms.
Okay. All right, well, we've got one coming on Friday, so I'll do that.
Just don't use it in bed if it goes off at midnight. Maybe go and just check that your house isn't on fire.
Stav, Abby, and Matt.
Alpha Bucks. We're going to play tomorrow, 6, 7 and 8. Another chance to get to $50K a day to win $50,000.
Some of your answers are for 6, it's S, and you got Statue of Liberty, Singing, and Shane Warne. 7 a.m, it's H. You've got Hamlet. Horse riding, Honey. 8 a.m, it's K again. You got Kiss, Kelly Rowland, and Korean.
See you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.